What, of me dying?
No. It was just mainly my best bits of this month because obviously next week is sort of like the last week for me being in Kent, so I'm not going to
Well,
be about after. So for that, I did it now. So what I did was I had a load of footage anyway, and just to sort of make it a little bit longer, I played one game of Battlefield yesterday and just put a load of headshots on there.
why not?
It goes quite well. The downside is the music we've got on the PlayStation like Share Factory is absolute bollocks.
We do need more. I would agree.
There are a couple of YouTubers out there that do make music for free, as long as you obviously give them a set of, we got this music from so on, because it promotes their channel at the same time. But there are people out there that will do it for you. They've got libraries and libraries of music as well. So I'm going to be looking into that into next year, because if I'm going to be doing montage videos and bits and pieces, then I need background music, and the PlayStation stuff is just not cutting it. It's just crap.
Yeah.
Are you streaming right now, Alex?
Right this second.
Fantastic. Hello, everybody. My name is Harry Steele. This is
Yes, my stream. Yeah, part 9. Let's see if we can do this. Yada yada. Bullshit. Yeah. Let's see if we can get this done.
Alex, if you keep saying it over and over again, you might actually do it. I do believe I can finish this game.
Special guest hybrid Dizzy Grizzly Bear plays Carlos Bilius and the former Stephen Freeney, who's now left the party. So Wizwiser. Let's see how long this takes this time. As I've said millions of times before while streaming this bloody thing, is simply I die in stupid places. And for some reason, I don't know why I'm dying at all. So
I can finish this game without dying.
I can! It's really annoying! I thought it'd take me at least maybe once or twice, that'd be fine. 9 times, right now. 9!
But like I said, you should just put a video together of just you finishing it in one go.
Yeah, but then everyone can
offline.
argue that I cut it and paste it together perfectly so it doesn't look like I've done it.
No, if you could do it with somebody else in the party with you, they could. I mean, cutting the video would just mean that the audio would be screwed up.
Yeah, well,
you could do that.
I'd rather just get it done live. That way it's just done. If I can ever do it, of course. That's it.
This could be an ongoing battle for your channel.
It really could actually. I saw
300.
myself in the next like maybe 4 years still trying to do it. Part 2,700 Limbo attempt.
You're still going to have a PS4 in 4 years?
Well, that's a good point actually. Yeah, who knows?
Oh, you got to finish it before the next generation comes out.
Oh fuck, that gives me 2 years.
Dun dun dun. So, Cole, after doing the Storm Shield defense that we did the other day, it's a lovely couple of missions after that. It's a proper grind still. The last one was alright. It was kill 2 mimics.
Carlos, I think, is muted himself.
Oh no. I think it's just you and me then.
I think Alan's gone quiet as well. I mean, Dizzy.
I think Dizzy's gone to the toilet. We're sitting there in anticipation of the. Oh fuck! I died.
Apparently that's what happened last time. Apparently he was watching it, and then he said he left his phone out whilst he went to the loo, and he said, and all he heard from his phone was, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" And that was it. Apparently I stopped streaming then. So, yeah, this shit happens to me all the time. I was going to do an inside one, but inside's even harder than Limbo, so I thought, nah.
if I can't do Limbo, there's no hope of doing inside.
And considering I only played through like inside once, the chances of me doing it without dying ever at the moment are like really slim. So
slim to none.
Yeah, pretty much. I can't even bother to talk about the fucking spider anymore. I've had enough of talking about it. It's just like,
Yeah.
yes, and here comes the arachnophobia spider. La, 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 la. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. Try so hard. Talking to yourself is a real problem as well.
But in the end, it doesn't even matter.
Well, the furthest I've got so far was about probably about 3/4 through the game, where like you have to mess with the saws, and you have to drop the box, and then another box drops. You have to land a box on top of that box, but it has to be perfectly timed, otherwise you fuck it up. And that's exactly what I did. I fucked it up, got chopped in half, and died. And that's the furthest I've been without dying. I was like, you know, that's the moment I thought I was actually going to do it, because past that challenge, there's not really many places I could actually die. Well, there is, but I don't normally die. So.
Well, whilst you're streaming and we're having a conversation again, what did you think of Monster Hunter's beta?
Do you know what? I haven't completed it yet. Obviously, because I was playing mainly on my own. I've done the first battle, and I was trying to do the second one, but it's quite difficult on my own. And apart from, you know what, I really like it. I really enjoy it. With the PS Pro, when you boot it up, it gives you 3 options, which is really weird. You can either increase the frame rate, which makes things obviously look a little bit better, prioritize graphics or the definition. So, I mean, you unfortunately can't choose all 3, which seems a bit weird. But unless they change that for,
it would push the console over the edge to a point that it'd be overworking.
Yeah,
so
but unless of course they change that for the final product, because obviously it's an early bit of thing anyway. But no, I was overall I was impressed, and it's yeah. Oh, and if anyone, sorry,
carry on.
Well, if anyone is watching this stream before Secret Manor is released, my good friend Dr. Sanchez has told me that Amazon are doing a physical copy of the game. Also, what you've seen up until this week, which is 3 weeks before Christmas 2017.
It's the 11th of December today.
Yeah, 2017. What you've seen up until now is all been pre-alpha footage, so don't judge. Oh fuck! I'm gonna go again. Fuck it. I'm gonna try again. Fuck it. Right now. Yeah, it's all been pre-alpha stuff anyway, and yeah.
Is it time for Rainbow Six yet? Has he died yet?
He's died. He just died.
Is it time for Rainbow Six?
It will be. Fucking, I'm gonna the fucking spider hole.
Let me know when he's fucked it up again.
Oh, you'll know. The fucking that fucking hole. Fucking hole.
This must go onto YouTube. This video may contain some seriously strong language.
Fuck. I'm so fed up with that bloody hole. Do you know what? Usually the gravity section kills me, right? It's the last part of the whole freaking game usually kills me, right? Oh no. Simple little jump, I can't even make that bloody thing anymore.
This video is attempt number 9 and 10.
Yeah, I did it for 7 and 8. I died so early in parts, I was like, nope, I'm not doing that, I'll just try again. And then got like maybe a slightly bit further, and then, yeah, the fucking balls. Shit. Back on the boat, here we go to Limbo. This will make a great title screen.
Shame you just can't get rid of the last 15 minutes of talking and shit.
But yeah, so Monster Hunter anyway.
Yeah, I'm genuinely. I mean, it's nice to have the open beta. Like I said, me and Snoop having a nap birthday. He's really happy with it. Really enjoyed it. Graphics are obviously mind blowing in comparison to Sonic.
Oh, Sonic.
Yeah, because he'll be dropping what he's doing on other games just to play Monster Hunter. Cause
he's a very big fan of Monster Hunter.
He's happy that it's come onto the console, because obviously it gives the game a bit more of a bigger package to deliver instead of on a handheld.
For history purposes, this isn't the first Monster Hunter on a
No, I know, but
on a proper console.
it's been a long time since it's been on a console.
Well, considering the first game was on the PS2, and that was like the only one, then yeah, it has been.
It's been a while.
It's like 2001.
And then since then, I mean, obviously Japan have had it exclusively in their country as well for a little while, and they've made a really big deal of it. And it's been
mainly on handhelds like the 3DS and things like that. So.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that they make a really big deal of it because for them it is a really big deal. And as for us, we've never really had one that works as well as this one.
If there's one thing I know about this kind of game is that
there's going to be a massive grind.
I don't mean to stereotype too much, but basically the Japanese love massive weapons, right? They love massive weapons, and you look back at two Kaiden and God Eater games.
Yeah, everything's oversized.
It's like the swords are like 3 times the size of the main character, so that's just what it is.
I mean, look at the sword in Monster Hunter, the giant one. That's like it's bigger than the person carrying.
Well, I was using the shield and the sword, and basically if you do a certain combo. The shield is like an axe head, so it attaches itself to the sword, and it makes it like even longer.
I did one playthrough with the dual swords, which I thought was really nice. Sort of goes in and it goes quite well. And then I had a little fiddle around with the axe and the sword, the one that sort of changes from one to another. That's a good. I
tell you what I did like was the double-ended spear. On the basis that you can propel yourself off the floor, land on top of like the big salamandery lizard thing, and just start stabbing it. It's like some evil bastard.
Obviously because like the Monster Hunter series, if you haven't had a handheld console, sort of skipped generations because it hasn't really been on a console before. It would have been nice to have sort of a tutorial. I know there's a training area, and that was sort of it's in the titles, but I feel that instead of just going right, this is your character, this is your weapon, and now go kill stuff.
Well, remember, on sheer basis of beta, I'm sure somewhere there'll be help tip boxes and things like that as you play the game anyway. So I'm sure there'll be.
You say that. Sonic said no. The tutorial. There's not really a tutorial in any Monster Hunter game.
Well, there might be for this one.
So,
because they're making a massive deal out of it, so.
But there is the training area, so you can sort of learn how to do stuff there. So I mean, I think the best idea is if you are going to play the beta of it now, just go to the training area and then have a go on the game.
Oh, the beta is only available until Tuesday the. Wow, was it 14th?
It's the 12th. 12th.
Is it the 12th? Yeah, okay, earlier because tomorrow.
It's the 11th
all right. Tuesday the 12th, 2017, if you're watching this as a backdated video.
Oh, I'm going to get you a calendar for Christmas so you can sit there and look at it every time you have to look at a
date. You usually have to do this on the fly, Usually I give it a good guess and hope I'm right. For instance, I wasn't right with the release date. If you watched my last video, you'll notice I mentioned the 21st of January being its release date. Its actual release date is the 26th. Yeah.
So this is the joys of live streaming when you don't have a script.
I love live streaming. I love it. I don't care how crap my streams are. I think they're fucking hilarious. So
I enjoy it as well. But I sort of like to have information to hand if I'm going to rant on about stuff and talk about stuff. So.
Well, usually, if you watch some of my videos, it's mainly just the shit that we talk about during the night time anyway. So it's just.
So we get the recap. Right, gotcha.
Well, essentially, but basically, if you watch I was watching this thing earlier about obviously the whole microtransaction thing on at the moment, and just to make it clear, it's not just obviously one company; it's all of them.
No, all companies use microtransactions, but they don't rip the.
It's just at the moment, obviously EA is the one that's under the massive scrutiny because of what they did. But the thing is, they're now talking about actually outlawing it completely because obviously you haven't got Belgium talking about it now. You've got the US trying to literally make it against the law. The UK are trying to do it now, and obviously Australia, who love doing stuff like that anyway. So
you know that the downside to this, and the worst case scenario of banning microtransactions altogether is games will get more and more expensive. Well, so instead of paying I'll just go by console value. If you buy a dashboard game for 55
mate.
quid, that's going to be £70 because they won't be able to charge you for
The thing is, I
microtransactions.
can see that happening, or I can see on the flip side, it'll stay the same price, but you won't get any sort of maybe you'll see an increase in season passes, but you won't get any major massive
Or-
DLCs because obviously it costs too much money, and they may just start making more games rather than DLC packs.
DLCs wouldn't be affected by microtransactions as they're extensions to the game itself. What they would be able to do is they would be able to put extra stuff within their DLC to make their downloadable contents or expansion packs more expensive. So instead of having a loot box system, you would be buying into the game itself using a downloadable content or expansion pack, and you'd be getting extra stuff through that. But that means you still have to buy the extra content to get the extra bits.
I think we should just go back to the days of the PS2 and the Xbox, the original Xbox, and just things like that. Because I mean, we didn't have obviously a massive broadband connection that we do these days, and we didn't have game developers trying to milk us out of our money. Apart from they used to release a shitty second sequel game.
I didn't have a wallet back then either.
Well, no, but the point was, basically games came out finished, and you didn't have to buy extras because it was all in the game. And that's my whole argument is why are we doing
2000s talking now?
Yeah, well, it's not. It's actually as far as 2005.
Okay.
Because when the 360 and PS3 came out, this is when gaming obviously started going in that direction of, oh, okay, well, what else can we do to milk the consumer out their money? And that's literally when we start seeing things like Call of Duty, with the loot boxes.
Do you want to know where? I can roughly pinpoint when it all started. Roughly coming.
Well,
into fruition.
Weeks reckons it was Black Ops 1.
See, I think it was before that.
You reckon? I don't personally know.
I reckon it comes in around the same sort of time you could buy like new bikinis for Dead or Alive.
Yeah, I suppose. Or it's just basically what's happened is you started off with in-game currency for games like normal games do. And what companies might have thought is, how can we milk it faster selling the currency? Maybe that would probably work better. And I think that's the whole problem.
That chimes in with the whole like GTA round of shark cards.
I think that's where it's all originated from, is the fact that even though in-game currency is a good thing because you earn it, I also think that might have actually started off the whole bloody microtransaction thing, because obviously companies get greedy. It's how can we make you earn things quicker than everybody else can, and that's it.
Well, it's how can we make more money out of you? If we charge you $11.99.
Well, no, because the basis may have started quite innocent. The basis might have started off as, okay, so we'll charge you what $3.99 for 500 coins in this game. But then they started obviously seeing the profit margins and going, oh, hang on a minute, this is working really well. And then you've got the problem. That's where it all starts. Starts off innocently, and then fucking backfires horribly.
It started not for us. That was if you go back to the PC days of like World of Warcraft and bits and pieces.
Or even maybe mobile gaming.
Yeah, no, this is before mobile game. Before we had mobile phones properly that could connect to the internet. And do
now we are
actually
talking prior to 2000.
If you look at PC games, like back in the days of like when World of Warcraft was like popular and people were spending a lot of money on gold within that game, I think that's where it might have given birth to, and like console companies just went, yeah, we could probably do that as well, and they did, and that's where it is now.
Oh yes, that's it. That is the whole thing. But anyway, at the end of the day, I hope eventually it all just goes down the shitter and we start getting fully released games once again. And I know obviously it costs money to maintain servers. I understand that, but at the same time, I just feel that it's gotten so corrupted and so evil that what we may actually see is, like it has been mentioned before, is a complete crash, and that would be bad. But also, it would give a chance for indie developers to actually, climb that ladder. And I think it might be a good thing in some respects.
I think with all the crap with microtransactions and stuff, it's actually giving indie developers a bit more of a head start on it now.
Yeah, definitely.
They're seeing the crash of the main game companies, people like EA, that are being affected by all of EA and Activision. They're being affected by what's going on around them. they're still being a little bit blind to it, and they think, nah, it's all right, don't worry about it, mate. But it gives indie companies a better reputation for not charging for DLC, for not charging for microtransactions.
But
and people will be more
it's
inclined to play a game,
it's like Dizzy touched upon the other day. When a company has to physically state that their game doesn't contain microtransactions, you know we're in the shitter when that starts happening. I mean, PUBG basically said it, but they actually said they're increasing their transactions because apparently people want more customizable items and they're happy to do it.
Because PUBG obviously has a currency system anyway. You buy your bits and pieces, and if you want to spend your money on it, you can. I mean, they're not forcing you to do it like certain companies.
No, of course not. No. But that's it. I think when the
sorry, carry on.
I just feel that when like a gaming company will come on stage like at a conference that goes, and guess what? Our game is completely free of any microtransactions, and the crowd goes, "Way!" I mean, why is that even having to be a thing? It doesn't have to be a thing. You don't need to mention that. If you just state in a press release at some point in some bit of writing that you haven't got microtransactions, then that's fine. You don't need to shout about it. It shouldn't be a thing to be proud of. It should have happened in the first place. It's like it's frustrating.
It was a little bit frustrating when they put it into. As a Need for Speed fan, I've played all the Need for Speeds before this date, and some of them have been good, some of them have been bad. But Ghost always stated that they would never charge you for any of their downloadable content, none of their expansion packs. They would do the whole lot for free. And obviously that pissed EA probably aren't the massively happy company that they normally are about all this because they're going to be giving away stuff for free.
They're not happy at the moment.
So what EA did, and this was before the Battlefront fiasco, is that Need for Speed now has a microtransaction where you can buy a premium box to put customizations on your cars. But why would you want to sort of do stuff like that when it's just... It's pointless. It's not going to make your car any better. It's not going to make it go faster.
I agree.
It doesn't affect go faster.
There's plenty of games out there at the moment that are also doing the same things, like Shadows of War. You've got Destiny, obviously, and a couple of other things. I think it's just purely customization. The sheer basis that's even in the game, you don't need to do that in the game like that. You can just earn that shit. And that's what bothers me, apart from when obviously companies make it harder for you to earn it by making it difficult to level up and things.
I could give you one big name that made it really fucking hard to earn anything. And even just to buy their stuff is really expensive as well. Crossout. I love Gaijin. They're a good company. It's a good game, but in order for you to go up one level takes too fucking long.
Yeah, that's kind of why I abandoned it, actually.
To earn gold in that game is like trying to squeeze blood from a stone. You can do as many raids as you want, you can do whatever you like, but your reward is very, very small in comparison to what you actually want.
Yeah, I agree.
And I mean, just to get yourself let's say you wanted a rare gun. That's not too bad. That's only 149 gold. But if you want to earn the gold, you need to do, I think it's something stupid like 400 matches just to earn the bits and pieces to sell to earn the gold.
I also think
or you can go down the creation part, which could take a long time as well.
I also think the problem is these days, especially with the amount of games that get churned out, is the case of, do you have the time to be playing one game for that long? I mean, if say you're waiting for the next, I mean, few years on to back, obviously you buy MLB and stuff like that, but say you're like me and you buy like a game a month, and you want to get a really good car on Crossout, but then Yakuza 6 comes out and sort of gets in your way. you can't just stop. You're not playing Yakuza 6, I'm playing Crossout. No, that doesn't quite work like that in my world. It's
I went from playing Crossout almost religiously every day, which I said I enjoyed the game. It's nice to have yeah, full customization over. But I went from playing it religiously every day, a couple of hundred fights a day, to playing it maybe 10 times a week. Only 10 fights a week. I don't do a lot anymore because I can't be bothered to sit there for hours and hours and hours and hours, not earning very much.
Makes sense. That's the thing. And
But then I'll
like
play
obviously,
Fortnite and I'll spend hours and hours and hours on it doing fuck all.
I mean,
And I enjoy it.
it's like we've mentioned Monster Hunter World, and I know for a fact that I'm going to be playing that for a while. I mean, maybe what 2-3 months at the max. But I mean,
I'm on it for at least 2. I'm on it for at least 2 to 3 because of MLB coming out in March
and the
other
Crew
games.
coming out in March, and
Yeah.
and this is it. I mean, Secret of Mana's coming out in February, but that's something I can take easily anyway, socially. But so definitely 2 to 3 months for me for Monster Hunter, if not a bit longer, depending if I'm not busy playing Yakuza in March or bloody the Crew or something like that. And that's the problem. It's this is too much. It's like when we first got our PS4s. I remember buying Battlefield 3. Or was it Battlefield 3 or 4? I can't remember which one it was.
Battlefield 4.
Yeah. And we played that for months because there wasn't many titles out, and that was fine. But then the saturation of Christmas came along, and that was it. It went somewhere, disappeared, and went down the shitter. And then obviously EA did what EA always does with everything and bollocks it up.
The other problem with modern day gaming is that you're not getting a lot of you're not getting a lot of game for your money unless you shop around. I mean, games that I've put money into and I've got, I'd say, my fair share of it out. It would be Fortnite, definitely. I've been playing Fortnite since it came out, so that's 8 months. That's good. Baseball, MLB, that takes me, that's a whole year round for me. And I'd say Fallout would be one that kept me going for a year.
Fallout's one of those games though that you can play over and over again and do things differently all the time.
Yeah.
And that's what makes that kind of game good.
You'll get a game that you'll spend £50-60 on, or if you buy the collector's edition, you get yourself a funny little statue as well. And that game might only last you 2 weeks.
Yeah,
and then you've just splashed out. You've put 120 quid if you bought the collector's edition into a 2-week game, and then you're sitting there bored shitless, and you've got nothing else to do. I mean, nowadays gamers want games that are going to last them a little bit longer, and this is where the whole multiplayer aspect is coming into play as well. Because they put a multiplayer in it, they expect you to play it for longer because of the ability of playing multiplayer. Yeah, but some gamers don't want to play multiplayer. The only
problem is that a multiplayer has to be done right. And as far as a company telling me that I like multiplayer games over more linear single-player games is complete bullshit. Yeah, I was trying not to dig in too much, but yeah, basically they turned around and said that you don't like one-player games, you like multiplayer games, and that's it. Well, actually, that's not true.
Basically being dictated to, you don't like single-player games, you want to play a multiplayer, you want to play with your friends. Actually, I can play games with my friends.
Fucking drowned!
Alan, he's dead.
Right, well, thank you for watching. It's been nice. And I shall see you on part 11.